So welcome all of you for our weekly Valmiki Ramayana Katha. So we have completed verse number 87, the first chapter of Valmiki Ramayana. So which is the brief of the entire Ramayana, or rather Sankship Ramayana, or the Mool Ramayana, whatever you call it. So this is the basic Ramayana which has been already mentioned inside the Ramayana. So that is what makes this chapter very special. And we have come to the point where Ramchandraji has already killed Ravana and he's back on the journey back home to Ayodhya. So last week we discussed about Ramchandraji going to coming to Bharadwaj Muni ashram and sending Hanuman to find out about the interest what Bharat had, whether he was really awaiting for Lord Ramchandraji or was he wanting only Ramchandraji not to come now that he is not there. Now I'll be the king. What was this mood? What was this thought process? To find out that, Ramchandraji deliberately sent Hanuman. And I had mentioned the story of also how Hanuman waited, Lord Ramchandraji waited for Hanuman's return. And then the same leaf of banana, they made a small line, making that both of them will have food together. But still, it will be the same leaf, but different. And that's why I explained also. You can go to that lecture and listen to the whole story in detail. After that, from verse number 88, 1.88, he says, again Lord Rama spoke about the old incidents with Sugriva. So यहाँ पे अभी भी बातचीत हो रही है. They're discussing about Sugriva. Then they mounted the Pushpaka aircraft and went to Nandigram. So once Hanuman gave a green signal, yes, everyone is awaiting you. Bharata is awaiting for you and please come. So immediately Ramchandraji left with Sugriva and other people. He left over there. At Nandigram, Lord Rama, the sinless one, along with his brother, shed off their matted hair. They had matted their hair because that was one of the conditions which Kaikeya had put forward, that they have to be moving around like mendicants, like ascetics. So they had to mat their hair, and they have done it by using the pulp, or rather the extract of banyan tree. Having regained back Sita back, Lord Rama took over the kingdom again. During Rama's rule, the entire world rejoiced in happiness. People were well nourished and righteous. Now, this are going to be three verses are going to be there, which is going to give you the definition of Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya किसे कहते हैं? हम लोग सब यहाँ बोल रहे हैं ना, हमको राम राज्य चाहिए, राम राज्य चाहिए. What is so special about Raj? By the way, anyone has got any idea of how Ram Raj is or how Ram Raj should be? ऐसे भी अब सब लोग अपने इस राज्य से सब लोग परेशान. How should be Ram Raj? Any idea? Fast. We don't have time. We're running late. I'm planning to finish off this chapter today. Let's hope. 3 pages more. Come on, fast.
Prabhuji, Ramji ruled as per the advice of the Brahmanas, the sages, and the scriptures.
See, Ram Rajya has two aspects, Mataji. Let's get this very clear. What are the two aspects? There are certain rules and conditions for the ruler. And there are certain rules and conditions applicable for the subjects also. If the subjects follow the rules, but the king doesn't follow, then also it's not possible. Vice versa. The king follows and the subjects don't follow, then also it is of no use. Always remember, Ram Rajya matlab दोनों राजा और प्रजा दोनों को कुछ सीमित दायरे में रहते हुए अपना जीवन निर्वाह करना चाहिए. Let's read it and let's understand it in more depth. During Rama's rule, the entire world rejoiced in happiness. Now, what do you call this? Good trades were going on, no trade embargoes, no tariffs applied. What does this mean? The people were well nourished and righteous. Very, very important. Every word is like an atom bomb, mind you. First and foremost, the entire world rejoiced in happiness means what? They were contented. Happiness lies in contentment. जब तक आप संतुष्ट नहीं होगे, The Bhagavatam, there's a very nice conversation between Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev. Vaman Dev comes and asks for 3 leg space. Everyone, I think most of you all must be knowing this. Vaman Dev comes and asks for 3 leg space. And Bali Maharaj said, whom you are asking this? One of the biggest personalities, the big personality over here, and you are asking for this small, कुछ ढंग का पूछो, कोई मेरे level का पूछो. That time, Vaman Dev gives a very nice reply. Santushta satyam yogi, kya atma dृढ़ निश्चय. So he's saying one who is self-satisfied. Vaman Dev says, जो खुश है अपने जो चीज प्राप्त है, यदृच्छा उपपानन संतुष्ट वर्तते संतुष्ट वर्तते सुखम. What does this mean? यदृच्छा उपपानन, what comes of its own accord, अपने आप जो आता है जीवन में, संतुष्ट वर्तते सुखम, उससे जो संतुष्ट होता है वो व्यक्ति को सुख प्राप्त. So it's not just English word or English phrase which says, be satisfied and be happy. No, this is Vaman Dev's words. Yadricha upamane santushte vartate sukham. Asantushta. If he or asantushta. What is the use of getting all the 3 worlds? You may get all the 3 worlds in your hand. Jitna bhi sukh hai apna, so-called material happiness is there in all the 3 worlds. फिर भी आप सुखी नहीं रहोगे. क्यों? Because आप संतुष्ट नहीं. So first and foremost, the secret of happiness lies in being santushta, satisfied. Now the people were well nourished and righteous. Now what does this mean? Well nourished. अच्छा खाते थे, Swiggy, Zomato से मंगा. No, they were eating Lord's prasad. Very important. They are all righteous. Righteous means what? Dharma parayana. One who follows the righteous route or dharma. And what is dharma? I have explained in the very second lecture, I think. Dhareti iti dharma. Doing your responsibilities correctly is the first dharma you have to do. Following the proper responsibilities. If you are a mother, you have to follow the responsibilities of a mother. You are a boss in the office, you have to do a responsibilities of a boss, of an employee, of an employer. Every responsibility of a citizenship, your your allegiance towards your country, your patriotism, everything comes under dharma. Very important. So they were all righteous and well nourished. They were free from all diseases, and they were without any suffering or agony or any fear of famine. I've already mentioned earlier also. When do these things attack you? When you are unrighteous. जब आप अधर्म करते हो, भगवान भी अधर्म से ही आपका अधर्म को मार. So please be careful. One may not see the impact or the result immediately. अरे कहाँ चलता है, सब लोग चोरी कर रहे हैं, मैं भी कर लेता हूँ. सब लोग कर रहे हैं, मैं भी कर रहा हूँ. Everyone is doing it. Why not I also do it? That's not the right attitude. Stick to righteousness. Because if you see the Mahabharata, 100 people form one team, there's the Kauravas, and 5 people form the Pandavas. All from the same lineage, from the same dynasty, same family. Both were cousins. Why 5 only could follow righteousness, whereas 100 could not follow? Very clear. The 100 could not follow. The reason is that's majority. Majority of the people cannot follow dharma. In fact, Duryodhana was asked by Krishna, what you are doing, when he had gone as a Shanti Dut to ask for 5 villages. He had gone to ask 5 villages. So he went as a messenger. He said, please give 5 villages to the Pandavas. They will live happily over there, ruling over there. They will not interfere with you. Duryodhana said, no. I will not give one, sui ki nok jitna bhi jagah nahi dunga. Immediately, what did Krishna tell him? Hey, don't you know what you're doing is adharma? And what did Duryodhana say? Yes, I know it is what I'm doing is adharma, but I cannot follow dharma. That is my problem. So that is the major problem with people. To follow dharma is difficult. And moreover, in little times of problems, people deviate from dharma. That's what Ramchandraji displayed entire life. He underwent various problems in his life for no mistake of his. What does he want to teach us? भाई जीवन में थोड़ा बहुत तकलीफ आएगा, फिर भी धर्म को छोड़ना. What did Bharata do? When Bharata displayed the same thing. What did Shatrugna do? What did Lakshmana do? Everyone displayed their dharma. And it is for us to inculcate those messages and live life or modify our life accordingly. So they were not having any suffering or any agony or rather fear of famine. All this comes because of our adharma. Because we are over expecting, we are having over ambition, we get agony, we get stress. Why our ancestors, our elders never mentioned to us about something called stress? How come only this young generation is suffering from stress? What's wrong with this generation? अच्छी तरह समझ लें. Stress is something which we have invited. It never existed. अगर हम unwanted stress create करते हैं, and stress comes only from our desire to enjoy this material world. We have got an immense desire to enjoy, और enjoyment के चक्कर में हम क्या क्या नहीं करते. We go to any extent. You know what the Shastra said? The Shastra says, little bit of disease, little bit of fire, and little bit of loan can kill you, finish you off. ये शास्त्र कहता है थोड़ा सा बीमारी, थोड़ा सा कर्जा और थोड़ा सा चिंगारी, आग. अगर आपने आग बुझा दिया, to extinguish the fire, but उसमें छोटा सा चिंगारी भी जल रहा है, that is enough to flare up at any given moment of time. And today every second person is proud to say, I got this many loans, I got my car in loan, I got my house in loan, I got my marriage in loan, I got travel at loan, what do you say, I go for a vacation on loan. Everything is on loan. How ridiculous, how foolish. लोग समझ नहीं रहे कि भाई ये छोटी सी चीज आपको एगनी दे रही है, आपको स्ट्रेस दे रहा है. लाइफ, पूरा लाइफ हम स्ट्रेस खरीद रहे हैं. Stress doesn't exist. We are creating stress, we are buying stress. And the reason is we are not satisfied. We want to do something more, something higher. That's the problem. So they never had any fear of any sort. Verse number 91. Under Lord Rama's regime, men never witnessed the death of their sons and women never widowed. Very important point. This is the first symptom that we are not living in Rama Rajya. In Kali Yuga, you see parents, old parents are alive and the children die. It's the biggest pain. Carrying sons or a child's dead body is the biggest pain a person can endure. And this happens only in today's era, but in Ram Rajya, it was not there. What does this mean? Women used to never get widowed. Now, this is also a very important understanding we should have. When we are following a righteous path, the Uttarakhand, there is a very nice story of Lord Ramchandraji, where one Brahmana comes and tells Rama, there is adharma going out in this world. बहुत अत्याचार हो रहा है आपके राज्य में, कुछ गलत हो रहा है. Something wrong is happening in your राज्य. Immediately Rama tells, okay, fine. What's the adharma happened? Tell me. My son has died. I am alive, but my son has died. That's a big adharma which has happened Immediately Ramchandraji immediately goes out, goes to the forest and sees a Shudra hanging upside down from a tree and doing penance. Immediately takes the arrow and kills the Shudra and immediately restores dharma. One may say, sir, this is what today nowadays, the various categories given to all this, the modern people. But let us understand this from the Shastric point of view. People say, is a Shudra not qualified to do tapasya? If that is the case, people generally say, or rather it is clearly understood, Valmiki was a hunter, a killer, a meat eater, and today we are reading his Ramayana. Vedvyas, who was Vedvyas' mother? Does anyone know? Who remembers? Who is Vedvyas' mother?
प्रभु जी
क्या हुआ? What is the answer?
सत्यवती. मत्स्यगंधा.
Satyavati ji.
Satyavati. So what does this mean? She was a daughter of a fisherman. So actually her Karya Naam was Gandha Yojani. Just because Parashar Muni had come and mated with her, immediately Vyasdev was born. So actually if you see, who is Vyasdev? A son of a fisherwoman. But we are reading his Bhagavatam, we are reading his entire Vedas, Puranas, everything. He has bifurcated and done everything. So please understand, there are rules and regulations by which one can elevate himself to any level, provided you have a guru and you are following the proper system. Everything can be, everyone can achieve the supreme goal. There is no iota of doubt. So here, Valmiki ji says, no one's son or child was dying before their parents. And secondly, no lady was becoming a widow. But please tell me one thing, if that is the case, how come all the four queens, the prime queens, Kaikeyi, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and the other, three queens, and the other 300 and odd queens of Dasharatha Maharaj become widow? Is Valmiki writing something wrong? Please understand, Shastra says, a lady should always be, when she is a child, under the support of her father. When she is young, she should be under the guidance or protection of her husband. And when she is old, she should be under the protection of her sons. So here we understand this statement as, this is what the Acharyas have explained, that whenever a lady used to lose her husband or anything of that sort, then also her son used to be there to take care and protect her. That is why no lady was in the form of a destitute or in the form of an orphan with nobody to take care. In short, to make it more blunt and more clear, there were no old age homes. There were no old age homes. I mean, generally, for decades, Kali Yuga, everything is possible. There is nothing impossible. But if you see, generally, old age homes were for places where the old people who did not have anyone to take care of used to be housed over there. But today we see children themselves are going and putting their parents in old age homes. And there are various categories and brands in old age homes also nowadays. So these are Kali Yuga, you can't do anything about it. Okay, let's go to the next verse, verse number 92. In Lord Rama's kingdom, there was no fear of fire, animal drowning in water, suffering from fever, strong winds, or hunger. Also, there was no fear of thieves. When everyone is righteous, nobody will try to steal or snatch someone's property. किसी और का सामान हत्याने का कोशिश नहीं करेगा. All the cities, villages were flourishing with food grains and wealth. All the people lived happily as though they were living in Satyuga. So my question over here is Kali Yuga only in Kali Yuga all this klesha is there, problems are there? In Satyuga there were no problems. Everything was going great guns. This is generally people say, Satyuga was a nice yuga. No doubt, 1,000 times better, purer. All the four pillars of dharma were followed very nicely in Satyuga. But remember, Asuras were there that time also. Asuras are here now also. At no time in this entire universe, or no time was a time when there was no yuga, there was no Asuras. You see the Devatas, time and again they are troubled by Asuras, demons. And why they are troubled? That's their job. Because this world cannot be free from Adidevik, Adibhautik, Adhyatmik, Klesha. Three kleshas are always there. Always there. First is Adidevik, second is Adibhautik, and third is Adhyatmik. I hope everyone remembers it. You want me to revise once again? If anyone doesn't know? Okay, everyone knows. Fine.
प्रभु जी प्लीज रिपीट कर दीजिए प्लीज.
हाँ, ठीक है. Adidevik, natural calamities. Somewhere or other, natural calamities will take place, like earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, this and that. This is going to happen. Adidevik, Adibhautik, created by other living entities. A few years before, we had corona, we had epidemics, we have other terrorist attacks. All these are Adibhautik, caused by other living entities. And Adhyatmik, and that is, we are famous. Kali Yuga people are famous for this Adhyatmik klish. And what is that? अरे उसके पास बड़ी गाड़ी है, मेरी गाड़ी छोटी है, उसके पास बड़ा घर है, मेरे पास छोटा घर है. He has got a better job, he has got better income, he is happier than me. Mind you, no one is happier. Everyone has his own set of problems. किसी का problems, कोई तन दुखी है तो कोई धन दुखी तो कोई मन दुखी. दुख किसी ना किसी को होगा ही होगा, कोई ना कोई दुख तो होना ही होना. So please understand this. So in Satyuga also there were demons, but definitely relative to what we are seeing, earlier times were more happy. Because people were righteous and people were satisfied. Only two reasons. Then the next verse number 94, 1.1.94. The highly renowned Lord Rama performed hundreds of horse sacrifice, distributed innumerable crows and gold coins, and donated lots of wealth to be learned. And the next verse, in this world, Rama established kingly dynasties in 100 folds. He established the 4 categories of occupation, Varana, Ashrama, and engaged everyone in their duties. Very, very important with respect to modern days understanding. What is Varna, Ashrama, Dharma? We generally know Varna, Ashrama means degrading someone else. Brahman or higher. What are the 4 Varna and 4 Ashrams, by the way? Does anyone remember?
Shall I?
Please.
The 4 Varna, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra.
And 4 Ashrams?
Ashramas are Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas.
Sannyas. Very good. So the 4 Varanas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Tell me who is superior in this and who is inferior in this, in general understanding. Are Brahmana superior or Kshatriya superior? बोलिए.
सुपीरियर तो कोई नहीं है, पर ब्राह्मणों को इसलिए सुपीरियर कहा जाता है बिकॉज इट इज believed कि Brahmins were created from head of the Lord.
Not because they were created of the head of the Lord. Please understand one thing. As you rightly started the conversation, yes, none is superior. Yes. Let's go and see from the point of view of a company. Let's say there is a big manufacturing company. So a company has got the administrative department, it has got its production department, it has got its marketing department, it has got its accounting department. Which department is important for the company? Let's say you, some of the production people say हम लोग produce नहीं करेंगे तो बेचेंगे क्या? So बाकी का department बंद करा दें?
प्रभु जी यही तो बता रहे थे कि सारे अंग जरूरी हैं, लेकिन
मगर
क्योंकि
मगर
पैर के
मगर
बिना, पैर के बिना चलेंगे
फिर
नहीं।
ये विकृति आई कहाँ?
नहीं, विकृति तो है ही नहीं, चारों बराबर है। बट
समाज
उनको
में तो ये
ऑनर
कहा जा
करने
रहा है
के
ना,
लिए कहा है, ऑनर देने के लिए कहा है कि ब्राह्मणों क्योंकि माथे से हुए हैं तो वो
every
ऊपर
segment has to
रहते
be
हैं।
honored. You mean to say the
Yes.
king is not to be honored? The
हाँ, तो
Kshatriya
वही
is
तो,
not to be honored?
पैर के बिना आदमी चल नहीं सकता है, हाथ भुजाओं के बिना आदमी क्षत्रिय धर्म नहीं निभाएगा। वैश्य
what
जो
does this
अगर अनाज
mean?
नहीं उगाएंगे तो खाएंगे कैसे? तो
So what does this
इसलिए
mean? So what does
it
this mean?
it
This means this was a rift created by the Britishers. Divide and
oh,
rule. This was a rift created. Yes, सोचते नहीं ना लोग. What did the Britishers do? Because they wanted to convert people, they wanted to, turn the head of the people, make them believe that they were slaves. They created a rift between us. And same policies were still followed by certain people, certain segments, certain political parties. There is no question of divide and rule. That is the biggest problem. Every segment is equally important for the company. Like the marketing department is important, but that doesn't mean there is no need of the accounts department. There's no need of production. No, production is also required. So similarly, these four varnas were interdependent on each other. How? The Brahmanas used to look after the yajan, pujan, pathan, everything, all the reading the scriptures, teaching, everything was the job of the Brahmanas. What did the Kshatriyas do? They gave protection to the other three communities. The Brahmanas gave education to the three communities. Kshatriyas gave protection to the three communities, other three communities. Vaishyas, you need money, you need finance to run any country, any town, any city, you need money. So where will that come from? Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya, everything is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya is handled by the Vaishya community. And who is going to do the help and work for the other three communities? It is the Shudra. The Shudra also comes in the same category. Shudra was nowhere mentioned as something lower. And whenever people say Brahmins did atyachar, especially if you go to South India, there is a very big myth that Brahmanas created a lot of atrocities and all this and that. And every story starts, एक गांव में गरीब ब्राह्मण रहता. Tell me, a गरीब ब्राह्मण जिसके खाने के वांदे हैं, he has to run behind his daily meals. How can he create any problem for anybody when he himself is in a big problem? So please let us understand this. There was never a system which was wrong. And Lord confirms this in the Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvarna Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. Lord clearly says, Chaturvarna, the four Varnas hai. Chaturvarna Maya Shrishtam, maine kiya hai. I have created it. And whatever God creates, nothing can be wrong in it. It has to be perfectly correct. Why? There is nothing wrong done by God. What is done wrong is only done by us because we don't understand the relevance and the importance of it. So that's why Lord says, Chaturvarna Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. That's very important. How did he create these four categories? On the basis of Guna and Karma. What is a Guna? Guna means as per your propensity, your proclivity. Some people like to fight. कुछ भी होगा ना, yeah, come on, let me show my power. चलो भाई, इसको अगर पावर दिखाना ही है, चलो why not we make him a Kshatriya? And his karma also, he is busy fighting. So, okay, let us put him in a Kshatriya category. Someone says, I want to make money. I want to earn more money and put money in rotation. I want to do business and this and that. Okay, God says, okay, you have got a proclivity to do business, become a Vaishya. Then some people like to study a lot, do a lot of research, and intellectual mind and this and that. Okay, you become a Brahmana. You learn and you teach, both you do. And last but not the least, the Shudra. Some people like to serve well, they are made Shudras. So Lord says, Chaturvarna Maya Shishtam, Gunakarma Bhavagasya. I have divided it. And here further Valmiki confirms how Lord Ramchandraji has established the 4 Varna and the 4 ashrams. What is the need for an ashram? Ashram means it prepares you for your next stage of your life. When a son is born and a boy is born, he first goes into a brahmachari ashram. Means what? He not only follows celibacy, but he prepares himself to handle the grahastha ashram, which is going to be the next ashram. When he's going to go younger, he is going to go into the next ashram, and that is grahastha ashram. In staying in grahastha ashram, a person's duty is to serve the other 3 ashrams. Take care. No. A grahastha's duty is much, much higher than that of any other ashram. The reason is, a grahastha is to compulsorily take care of the food necessities of the brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyasi. So this is the most important relevant duty. And staying in grahastha ashram, he does devotion in such a way that slowly he develops an inclination of detaching himself from the material world as he develops age. As he ages, he leaves. Then he goes to a next category, and that is vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is a category where one has to detach from his material life, his relatives, his, whatever wealth, business, whatever he's got, and prepare himself to go for sannyas. What is the need? I see many people, even in their late 80s, going to office, helping their sons to business. Though they go for a couple of hours, but they do go. No, that is not achieving the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to realize God. And how many of us realize God truly? Bachpan to, very nice sloka. It's moved off my mind. In the Bhajagovindam, in childhood, I just get that verse is skipping off. Taruniya Ashakt.
Krida Shakti.
Krida Ashakt, but what's the first word I'm forgetting? First word I'm missing off. Okay. In childhood, children are attracted to Krida. Krida means sports. In Taruna, that is in youthhood, Taruniya Asakt, you are attracted towards the opposite sex. Definitely, that's that time the priority of your life. When you grow old, what happens? Your goal is attracted towards what? Chinta. You're always in Chinta. You got problem. I have to get my son graduated. I have to get him married. I have to get him fix him in some job or some business. So there is Chinta Asa. Then he says, ये 3 stages में life खत्म हो जाता है. Shankaracharya says, at what stage will you get attracted towards God? Childhood, you are attracted towards playhoodness or sports or whatever you call it. In youthhood, you are attracted towards the old age. So in your old age, in youthhood, you are attracted to the opposite sex, and old age, you are attracted towards your chintas, your worries. So what time will you remember God? That is the reason why in Brahmacharya ashram itself, one develops an inclination towards achieving God, so that by the time his life comes to the age of sannyas, he can detach himself from the material world and attach himself to God, and just try to achieve the spiritual world. That is the purpose of our Varnashram Dharma. There is no other purpose. The 4 ashrams are given very clearly. The main purpose is it has been developed in such a way that automatically, by the age of old age, ripened age, you develop your attachment towards. And अगर आपने वो नहीं किया, whole life, whatever you did, is a big zero, a big waste at the time of death. That means change of dress, change of address. Dress means this body is address. And address means you don't know where you're going to be born. So it may be you may be born as a bird, as a fish, as a cockroach, as a monkey, anything. And I don't know, you may be a monkey of Africa, you may be a monkey of some nice Asian country. You don't know where you're going to be born. So that is what is the definition of death. So what does this mean? अगर आपने एंड तक, जीवन के अंत तक भगवान के प्रति प्रेम नहीं जागृत किया, then all what you did, all the money you earned in your life, all the wealth, all the name, fame, whatever you earned is a big zero at the time of death. Nobody remembers you for your money after you die. All your name and fame is just gone. Just dwindles in few years, goes away. So please remember, Varnashram Dharma has to be bought back. Bala Savat, Preda Savat. Yeah, that is the shloka. So, our main purpose of the Varnashram Dharma is to attract ourselves to God in due course of time. The problem is, in childhood, you can't expect a child to be totally attached to God because he's more attached towards playing, eating nice foodstuffs, and enjoying life, to the best. But slowly, when he inculcates the seed of devotion at a young age, which is a part of his life in a day-to-day routine, definitely by the time he comes to youthhood, yes, though he's married, enjoying sensual pleasure with his wife, he knows his duty is, finally his goal is God, achieve God. And then once his Grahas ashram is over, by the way, how do you define Grahas ashram is over? Grahas ashram, how, what, so? Mute everyone. Please understand, the time the children develop their business, their job, or they are fixed in it, they are married and they are in their Grahas ashram, means it is time for you to detach from Grahas ashram. Otherwise, generally people never know the understanding of Grahas ashram. हम गृहस्थ हैं. Yes, you are गृहस्थ. Till what time? Till the time your children don't go into Grahas ashram. The minute your children go into Grahas ashram, it's time for you to push yourself to Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means a stage just before sannyas. Very important. Take one more verse before we close the session. So, Lord Rama will rule the kingdom for a total of 11,000 years and then he will attain Brahmaloka. So, 11,000 years was the reign where Lord Ramchandraji ruled. Okay, let me complete this chapter. It's only 2 or 3 verses more. We'll finish it off. This narration of Lord Rama is very holy, and it bestows pious merits and destroys the sin of both the listener and the narrator. So I don't wonder, even come participants aayenge, I don't have any problem because my sins are destroyed. जो आके सुनेगा उसका sins तो destroy होगा ही, जो नहीं आएगा मुझे loss नहीं. So this narration of Lord is very holy, and it bestows pious merits and destroys the sin of both the listener and the narrator. It is equal to the Vedas. One who recites it is released from all sins. Reading the narrative of Ramayana increases one's longevity, Lambi Ayu. Moreover, a person who reads the Ramayana with his sons, grandsons, and acquaintances will be glorified in heaven after death. Now, one important point. Okay, please understand, it's very important. There's a very nice brand of some insurance company which says Jivan ke saath bhi, Jivan ke baad bhi. But I call this is actually applicable to our Shastra, to our Granthas. for our Bhagavatam, for our Bhagavad Gita, for our Ramayana. Because when you are reading it in this world also, you are happy. And post death, you are also having an enjoyable moment. A person who is not involved in spiritual activities, for him, death is after death, heaven is not guaranteed because the law of karma is applicable. Whereas here, since the listener and the narrator, दोनों का पाप नष्ट हो रहा है, is destroying the sins of both the listener as well as the narrator. Reading this narrative of Ramayana increases one's longevity. Moreover, a person who reads the Ramayana with his sons and grandsons means what? It has to be a family affair. It should not be a one-man affair. मैं अकेले जाऊंगा, बाकी परिवार यहाँ रहेगा, चलेगा, no problem. That should not be the attitude. सबको साथ लेके चलो. So, grandson and acquaintances will be glorified in heaven after death. The last sloka, sloka number 100. When this narration is read by a Brahmana, he will develop excellent speech. If read by a Kshatriya, he will develop leadership over the earth. Lordship over the earth. If read by a Vaishya, he will attain monetary benefits, and a Shudra will also attain greatness. So what does this mean? All the 4 Varna and Ashram are entitled to read the Ramayana. If not read, at least listen. People talk about the rights, but when they get the rights, do they really execute it? So everyone is free to read the Ramayana, everyone is free to understand the Ramayana, everyone is free to listen to the Ramayana. But unless until one doesn't do it, you cannot get the benefits of it. The benefits are immense, but if you want those benefits, you will have to go astride more and take some efforts to read the Ramayana. This I would like to close today's session.